everyone, I'm Rich Tola and welcome to another episode of Stay Zen. So you got to ask yourself one question. Who's afraid of the big bad scale? No one should be. No one should ever be afraid of the scale because the scale is like your new best friend. And here's why. You know, there's two schools of thought on getting on the scale. The first school of thought is that the scale doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever what the number is so long as you're happy what you look like in the mirror. The second school of thought is that the scale does matter, that the scale is a good measuring device to keep you in tune with your weight. So what do I believe? That's easy. I believe both schools of thought. That's right, I subscribe to both methodologies. And here's why. I believe in the first school of thought because I don't think it matters whatsoever what you weigh on that scale. No, what matters is how you feel about yourself and how you feel about how you look in the mirror when you see yourself. I also believe in the second school of thought because it's a great measuring device. But more importantly, getting on the scale on a daily basis gives you a benchmark. It gives you a benchmark from which to work from on any given day. That's why I get on the scale every single day. And what I do is I don't look at the scale from a number perspective, I look at the scale from a range perspective. Now I weigh 150 pounds. And my desire is to stay within a 2% range of my weight. That's 3 digits, right? 2% of 150 is 3. So what I like to do is I like to keep my weight from 149 to 151. So every day that I get on that scale, I'm monitoring my weight in terms of a day-to-day basis. I want to keep my weight at 150 because that's my ideal weight. So what do? I take a 3-pound range and I wrap it around the 150. Now that might be a tight range for some, right? If you feel more comfortable in a 5-pound range, go ahead and use a 5-pound range. But most importantly is to stay within that range on a daily basis. What you want to also think about is you want to get on the scale the same time every day wearing the same clothing, right? For me, I like to get on the scale wearing clothes. Clothes to me is about 1 pound. So I'm always a little bit under what that scale says. So within my 3-pound range, if I'm at 151, subconsciously I know that with my clothes on, I'm a little bit heavier, so I hit my mark. So what do you do if you're outside of that range, that desired range? For me, it's those 3 pounds. Well, that's easy. If I'm light, I'm happy. I get to eat dessert that day, maybe twice. If I'm heavy and I'm on the high end of my range, I get to self-correct that day. I'm going to eat less. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to eat more fruits and vegetables. It's real simple. You get to self-correct on a daily basis because you have that benchmark to go from. You should never be afraid of the scale. You should never be afraid of the big bad scale because the scale is your friend. You have to make the scale your new best friend. Say hello to your new best friend. Every single day when you get on that scale doesn't judge you. All that scale does is put up a number. And what that number does for you is it gives you a benchmark for that day only, where you are that day. Should I eat less? Should I eat a little more? Am I okay to go to that party and have the extra drink? And remember, because you want to compare apples to apples, you want to get on the scale every day at the same time wearing the same clothing. So if you get on the scale in the morning before you eat breakfast, which is what I do, then the next day you get on the scale at the same time before you've eaten breakfast. And never judge yourself. Never judge yourself because of what that number is, because that number has no relevance. Remember, it only has relevance in terms of where you're going to be the next day. It has relevance on a day-to-day basis in comparison from apples to apples. So never be afraid of the big bad scale because it's your new best friend. So thanks for joining us today and we'll see you next time. And until then, stay Zen.